you remember your yellow pages?
Yeah, it's brilliant. That's brilliant.
I have to watch that again in a minute.
And
I've got a book by the latest book by J.R. Hartley. Yes, what's your name? J.R. Hartley. Actually surprised that they're stocking his book. He obviously didn't have much faith in it, did he?
He keeps going around bookshops, and then his daughter comes around the yellow pages, smacks him around the box, and let your fingers do the walking, Grandpa.
I don't like this one bit. Not one bit.
Hello and welcome to this week's Pod Culture Vultures with me, Dino McDenison, as always, and with me is my hetero life mate, Jeff Bitch.
Well, hello.
Mr. Bitch.
Mr. Bitch.
Mr. Bitch Tits.
Titchy McBitchy.
Lovely. Anyway, Kev, it's Kev really. How's it hanging, Kev? How's it going?
Yeah, it's alright, mate, yeah. How about yourself? Alright?
Yeah, not bad. Not a bad week. I had a garage fall on me this week, which wasn't much fun.
Don't look like it.
You don't look like it.
For someone who's had a garage falling on them.
Yeah, well, it didn't. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as it sounds, but it was still pretty touch and go for a few minutes there. That's what happens when you try and demolish something from the inside.
What was you having going at it with a hammer or something?
Sledgehammer, mate.
Sledgehammer.
Bosh.
Sledgehammer.
Bosh, bosh.
And then suddenly the wall comes down on you.
Yeah, suddenly. So, you normal week for you, yeah? I mean,
normal week. I did get into a bit of a spat with some geese on social media. Only very quickly because I just thought this is fucking.
Someone trolling you,
just,
are they?
No, just I think they wanted it to continue, and
right.
I just thought no.
Goading you,
I took the beard's advice and just closed it off with an okay.
Yeah.
But it was just Warner Brothers had put up this post.
Yeah.
By Zack Snyder's trilogy.
Yeah.
On Blu-ray or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I put something like, but we still need 2 more films.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Because basically he set out a plan to have 5 movies.
Yeah.
So we got 3 of them, but we haven't got the second. That's the second 2.
2, yeah.
So therefore we do follow short. And it was Warner Brothers calling it a trilogy to wrap it up. To sort of say, you're definitely not doing any more. You and the fans got what you wanted.
Yeah.
We did the Justice League, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly this geezer starts going, no, you're wrong. It's this and it's that. And but it was 5, and it was almost like he couldn't count.
No.
And then I just thought, I've seen this happen before, and I just said, look, well, this is what he envisaged. No, he didn't. And I said, you're entitled to your own opinion.
Yeah.
And then he kept coming back, and I just said, okay. And I just thought, fuck's sake. But it was rapid fire, man. You know, it was almost like he was sat there waiting for someone to say something and thought, right, somebody's saying something about this. I'm going to correct them now. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, piss off, mate.
Yeah. I mean, you've probably just had an argument with a 12-year-old in a wheelchair.
Maybe. Or some old codger.
Or some 40-year-old in a semen-spattered cords and shit-stained furniture with his cat rolling its own turds across his fucking lino.
So that was definitely the most entertaining part of my week, because I've never really got into these sort of things. Because like I say, you see it happening on social media, and I always try to stay clear of it. And I just thought, this geezer is literally just waiting for someone to say anything. And I just thought, you can't count, mate.
Well, you know what they say. There's no cure for being a cunt. So, there you go. Has he got a podcast? Has he fuck? I imagine you're quite excited with the news that ABBA are reuniting.
I actually like ABBA. I do like a bit of that. The ABBA Museum in Stockholm, mate, is one of the best museums you'll ever go to. It's absolutely incredible.
I'm not going to diss ABBA because obviously they do some really good pop songs, but it's just the fact they can't even be fucking asked to come over and do it. They just send in some avatars.
Oh yeah, because isn't it all holograms or they're doing an animation?
Yeah, it's like, do you want this at the Brixton Academy or do you want it at Wembley Arena? No, fuck that. Get a new stadium built. Get IKEA here now. We are going to build the shit out of this.
Maybe that's what it is. They've got to deal with IKEA.
Yeah. And are you going to come over? Fuck that.
Yeah, we don't do any of that travelling lark anymore.
We'll be in our black costumes, covered in lights, and then you can see us boogieing away to our old classics, looking like we're 40 years younger.
Yeah, because there's that picture, wasn't it? And they were in the old motion capture.
Yeah.
Like Andy Serkis. But but they were still striking that.
Well, that'd be good if they...
What, Gollum pops up with it?
Yeah, or King Kong.
King Kong.
Oh, someone's hacked it. Oh, bloody hell, that'd be good. Someone's hacked it, and now they look like Mr. Blobby.
You changed the animations on it. So they're all these different characters.
Yes, we will be selling IKEA meatball.
Meatball. Buy our album.
Yes, buy our album. Fuck it, make it on, Arena.
Make it out of Minecraft.
Yeah, make it out of fucking IKEA stuff. It's all flat pack.
You can buy it in bits. It's like a sticker album. Eventually, you build your own stadium or a house.
Yeah,
but it's an ABBA house.
All flat pack.
All flat pack.
Get it through the door, no worries.
Now, what shall we talk about?
So, this week, Kev, we're talking about the 1988 John Carpenter film, They Live, starring American wrestler Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Yeah, not Billy Piper's father or a relative, but
Billy Piper.
Another Pipper.
Yeah.
Could be. Well, a distant relative, you never know.
I don't know where I felt like I get a little drink around here, do you, bud?
But yeah, the old ex-wrestler, isn't he?
Yeah, he was one of the best, one of the blokes who went in a kilt.
That was right, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
The Kilted Piper. It's a bit strange, isn't it? It's based on a short story by a bloke called Ray Nelson called 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock in the morning.
And it's basically Rowdy Roddy Piper just seems to be this sort of...
He's a drifter, isn't he?
Yeah, John Rambo type.
John Rambo kind of almost... What was the old David Carradine one? Kung Fu.
Kung Fu, yeah. Just walks the earth.
Walks the earth, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of strolls into town.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, it looks more like San Francisco, though, with all the hills. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Los Angeles. And obviously looks for work, and he gets some work on a building site. But it's kind of based in a sort of weird, futuristic utopia where there's more poor people living on the streets than there are sort of people with work. Yeah. And the people with work have got, nice clothes, nice cars. And all
Yuppies, basically, because even the geezer at the magazine store looks like a proper yuppie from, like, Dynasty or something, doesn't he?
What's your problem? I said, what's your problem?
So, Roddy Piper, he ends up living in this sort of homeless communal area and kind of discovers some weird, it's like a TV sort of station where it's transmitting warnings.
Well, it's the church, isn't it? It's the church opposite the street, because he thinks something's a little bit iffy, because one of the geezers who looks like he should be like an extra out of the 80s keeps going backwards and forwards at like 4 a.m, doesn't he? Yeah. So he kind of questions it, and then it's supposed to be like a secret operation, yet they leave the back door open for him just to waltz in and...
There's no real explanation why he is anyone that would want to look into it or anything like that.
No, he doesn't come across as a very inquisitive character.
No.
But yet he goes into this church and he thinks there's a choir singing, but it's not. It's a tape recorder, and they've got all this scientific shit going on, haven't they? And they're developing these glasses, aren't they?
The glasses, the glasses are important. Well, I was just going to say, he just doesn't look here, but he is just a run-of-the-mill nosy git, a bit like Angela Lansbury or Miss Marples.
But just hench as fuck.
Yeah, more wrestling sort of type.
Yeah.
So he goes down there, and he has a look. See, there's all these boxes of stuff. He doesn't get a chance to look in it, because he basically gets caught by the people that are running the operation, and he sort of just runs off.
Literally does run off. The old blind priest catches him at it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Not at it.
Well, not at it. No, not at it. But at it.
Yeah.
And then he basically runs away.
Yeah, he runs away, and then basically, just so that we're not going to explain the whole film. When he goes back to Snoop again, all the other boxes have been taken away because like the police have come in and smashed everything up, taken it off. They've obviously got wind of the operation and don't like it. So he actually remembers that there's some boxes hidden behind a fake wall. Mm-hmm. Grabs that, and all there is in there is sunglasses. Mm. So he thinks that's a bit odd, as you do, and pops them on. Just because he thinks, free sunglasses, might as well, isn't it?
Not Ray-Bans, but
no.
But they'll do.
Nah, he has a quick look to see if they've got another box of Ombre Solaire or anything like that. Keep the old sun off his tits.
Noggin, yeah.
When he's doing his rock breaking or whatever it is he's fucking doing. But, yeah, and when he puts the glasses on, he becomes aware that you can see all these weird subliminal messages in adverts and posters and on money and newspapers, and that some people aren't human. They've got these weird alien type faces.
It's like it taps into a different reality, doesn't it? Or he sees a different world within the world he's living in. And but what I really liked was that world is represented in a kind of old classic black and white B movie, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it's like that. It's like the old classic B movie type aliens, but it just looks like they've had their faces torn off or had, torn off and then had acid thrown on them. It's weird. Yeah, but it kind of, he's a bit wary of it at first, isn't he, old Roddy? And then, because then he goes into the supermarket and there's loads in there, and he just starts having a go at some woman.
You know, you look like your head fell on the cheese dip back in 1957. You're okay. This one, real fucking ugly. Oh. You see, I take these glasses off, she looks like a regular person, doesn't she, huh? Put them back on, formaldehyde face. That's what we got.
That's enough out of you. You get out or I call the cops.
Call the cops? You know what you need? You need a Brazilian plastic surgeon.
I've got one that can see.
Yeah, but the other person who's in this film, the other actor, is obviously Keith David, who's great.
Oh, Keith David's brilliant, yeah, because, I mean, films such as Requiem for a Dream, Pitch Black, Platoon and The Thing. So it was the second John Carpenter movie, wasn't it?
Also, obviously famous for being in Something About Mary, where he gets the Frank and the Beans.
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Yeah.
How to get the Franks above the beans? How to get the beans above the Franks? Franks and beans. But yeah, he's really good, and he just sort of like, he's one of those ones who just wants to mind his own business, right? But what's really funny about this one of the scenes is he's asking him to put the glasses on.
Oh, what, the fight scene? Yeah.
Yeah, and he won't put them on because he's like, fuck you, I'm not doing what anything you.
1 week's pay. It's the best I could do.
Wait!
Hey! You better find yourself someplace to hide and keep praying nobody ever finds you.
Try these on.
Look, you crazy mother.
Put these on.
Hey! Stay away from me!
I'm telling you, you dumb son of a...
So they have this really prolonged fight, don't they? Which is just...
It does fucking go on a bit, doesn't it?
It goes on for ages, because every time you think it's finished, one of them looks knocked out, and then it cuts the other one, and then they get up and they go...
And you're just... And you're waiting for the suplex, aren't you, or some wrestling move, and you do get one.
You do get one, yeah, he does do it. But not before Keith David has kneed Rowdy Rodder Piper in the bollocks about 10
times.
It's mental, isn't it?
What? Yeah, because he goes. Piper goes to punch him, doesn't he? He goes, you dirty mother, you dirty bastard. You dirty bastard. But then he sort of cops him in the groin, doesn't he? Like 10 times.
Yeah, knees him, really. You could, oh, God.
That.
You'd throw up. Now, if you really want to see a prolonged fight scene...
That goes on for about 10 minutes, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It starts, it stops, it starts, it stops. Eventually he gets the Garsons on him.
Yeah, well, he just shoves him on his head.
Basically, he wants him to see the world as he sees it, and that he's not just madder than Mad Jack McMad, you know, one of last year's
Madman competition.
That's it. But it's just that the way he goes about it. Stick these on, put these on. No, fuck off. He doesn't sort of say, look, it's literally something weird's really happened. Please,
Look, Keith.
Yeah, just Keith.
I don't mean any offence to you, mate, right, but would you mind doing me the favour of just popping these sunglasses on just to have a look for it, just to see if I'm going, like, nuts?
Doolally. He gets them on him, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he instantly changed his mind, didn't he? He's like, oh my God, what's going on? We've got to do something.
Oh, yeah, he's banged into it then, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to change, we need to save the world.
Yeah.
All right, calm down, Keith. Hang on a minute. You weren't interested 2 minutes ago when I was kicking you in the bollocks.
Yeah. Steady on, Keith. It's going on a bit too far here. But the other sort of major actress, I'd say, is Meg Foster.
Who looks like Kirstie Alley with really blue eyes.
Yeah. She's got very striking eyes. I'm sure she was the woman who was in V.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because I couldn't place her, and even though I was on the old database of movie on the internet, I didn't actually bother to have a look, but I'm sure she is. Yeah, isn't she like the main one or one of the main ones from V?
She is one of the main ones. And I tell you what, she's also Evil Lynn.
Evil Lynn, of course she is. Yeah, sure, that's it.
Yeah.
That'd be a good
I
one.
think she was in
Masters of the Universe. The Dolph Lundgren one. Another person I noticed who pops up in a lot of 80s movies is an actor called Al Leong. And,
French, is he?
no, he's the Asian chap. Baldish Asian chap with the massive mullet. But he's in like films like Big Trouble in Little China, John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon. He's the one who's electrocuting old Martin Riggs.
Yes.
Die Hard, Last Action Hero, and even he pops up.
Very briefly.
He fires a couple of rounds off, don't he, down an alleyway. But yeah, he's always popping up and loves it.
Yeah, I'm sure there was another. There was the guy. Also, I noticed the guy from Predator 2 at the beginning when they're in that drug factory. And the guy who sniffs up all of the coke into his moustache.
The scorpion on his belly.
Yeah, he was
That's the
in
only
it.
line I remember of that.
He was in it for a nanosecond.
That's the best scene in that film. Predator 2.
Really?
Yeah, the cocaine house at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because he's in his cloaking armour and he's being close, so he's invisible. You can't see him.
I quite like Predator 2 though. I think
it was a grower.
Yeah.
It was definitely a grower.
I just thought it was quite good, the whole thing of it being a heat wave and everything, it worked, and obviously King Willie.
King
Willie man.
But also the little Easter egg you get on the ship at the end. One of our other favourite sci-fi franchises.
Alien noggin.
That's it, yeah, the old phallus.
Stickers phallus. So, yeah, and so they found out that there is strange things afoot on planet Earth with these weird people. But no, I enjoyed it. There was a couple of great lines in it.
The classic that is. The old goes into the bank, doesn't he? He's got his shotgun and his rounds.
He has, yeah.
He just stands in front of all of them. You know, so
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
That's a great line. But there's another one I found in it that isn't in. it's not really quoted, but I think it's because it was just quite passed over when I watched it, and I just thought that's a brilliant line because he says to what's his name, Keith David, he goes, "Mother Nature's a bitch, and she's in heat," which is absolutely mental. But yeah, I think it was quite a good trip down memory lane. I did enjoy it. I do like Rowdy Roddy Piper, although the only other film that I have seen him in is How Comes to Frogtown.
Yeah, because you've mentioned it before. I've never seen it, but I'm going to have to watch it purely based on that one scene.
I think we will do a special on How Comes to Frogtown, 'cause it's one of the cheapest, ridiculous films ever made, but worth watching. Cause I've just remembered it all these years. But Back to They Live, yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think it was up to a normal standard, John Carpenter.
Well, I think you've got a lot to contend with. And when you look at his sort of back catalogue,
yeah,
you're looking at Escape from New York, The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, all classics, our favourite films. What was quite interesting is he originally had Kurt Russell in mind, as he did for this one, yeah. But the only reason he went with Rowdy Roddy Piper, well, he liked him, I think he saw him in WrestleMania 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
But he didn't go with Kurt Russell because he kind of thought,
I've used him.
I've used him like 3 or 4 times now, so. Yeah. But so he went with he went with that. But yeah, it's not up to that caliber. But there are. I've got to say though, I mean, the angles that we come at, we laugh at, like, we find things that are amusing, like maybe not everyone does. There was a few things. For me, it's always the little things that make me laugh. Yeah. One thing was when he's like looking at the church and he's thinking like, what's going on? He goes over to the geezer, doesn't he, and borrows the binoculars. Then he walks really close to the road, and then he sits down, and he uses the binoculars to spy on them, but they're only across the road. Yeah. They're literally like 100 foot away, but he needs binoculars. And it's not like he's not like he's camouflaged or inconspicuous.
No.
He sat there, he's big, he must be about, 6, maybe just under 6 foot, built like a brick shithouse, massive mullet.
Yeah.
And there he is with his massive binoculars.
I was waiting for that. The binoculars.
And they don't even clock it. They don't even think when they pull out, what's that fucking geezer?
What's that geezer with the big mullet doing over there?
Bit nosy, bit nosy, yeah. So that one stood out for me.
That's what I mean, he is nosy, like fucking Miss Marple or Murder, She Wrote. Sniffing around different bits of stuff.
Yeah, so you can understand why Keith David's like, I don't want no part of it. His geezer just rolls up, doesn't
it?
Yeah, sticking his nose in.
Are you a policeman? No. You a detective? No. You any sort of qualified crime preventer? No. Fuck off then.
Yeah, what's your game? Just a bit nosy, really. But another bit I loved was, and it's this classic like 80s sort of action sequence, it's the one-arm hip-firing, gun-toting sort of scenes. He comes running out, doesn't he, into a fire exit, and he's got some like automatic rifle, and he's just like, yeah. And it's not even, it's the alleyway, I'll correct myself. He comes out into the alleyway, he's shooting off these rounds, just going, ooh. Yeah. And he just so happens to hit some geezer on the top of the roof, and you think, no, it's never going to happen. But I mean, it's like the classic, isn't it? Stallone and Arnie, just firing from the hip. No proper accuracy.
It definitely is an action film for the Rodster.
Oh, yeah.
I thought as well the other scene where he kidnaps Meg Forrester in her car and then makes her go back to her house, and sort of he's fallen asleep anyway. He's trying to take her off, but he's sort of fallen asleep.
Fancies a nap, don't you?
Yeah, and then she goes to move and he wakes up and says, "Don't even think about it," or whatever. And then the old thing of, here, come and have a look at this. So he gets up, walks over, she smacks him around the head with a fucking bottle, and then he kicks him up the arse and he goes flying out the window. All the way down a roly-poly hill. And then he sort of hobbles off at the end.
It's like something out of a Looney Tunes, isn't it? Yeah, like, hitting pretty much everything on the way down. And when he gets down, he literally just scratches his arse off and limps off down the road. Yeah. Another bit for me was, again, it's just those little bits. When he gets to the TV studio at the end, and that geezer's like, hey, buddy, how about my friends coming in and checking out? And they pull out the guns and they shoot the 2 guys.
Yeah.
And Rowdy Piper goes over him, grabs him by the whiskers of his beard, and he grabs him, and he goes,
yeah, that is good. I didn't remember that when he grabs him by the beard. Grabs him by the old Bill Bailey.
And then there's just, for me, I think like the ending was perfect. Absolutely. Because I was wetting myself.
Yes.
I'm sure you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I
one,
was just
don't you?
going to say, what is that sort of... Because it comes up with the credits.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And then, obviously, because they've succeeded... Well, spoiler alert. They succeed in shutting down the transmission that makes everyone not see the reality that is these aliens.
Because they have a link to their alien world, don't they? It's like a
Yeah.
teleportation sort of thing.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely.
It's not really explained.
It's not really explained, no. But then I suppose it doesn't really need to.
No, you didn't need to go heavy into it. But they shut that down so all the normal humans can then see all of these aliens. And obviously, it starts with a bit of credits. And then there's this really hot blonde woman.
They had to get the tit shot, though, didn't
Yeah,
they?
so the knockers are out.
Yeah.
She's bouncing up and down. There, the transmitter goes off. And then it pans down to the guy, and he is one of these aliens.
Was it? He says, "Hey, what's wrong, baby?" And that's it. It's done, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
finished.
finished. That's a class John Carpenter ending, though, like that.
Yeah, that was
Boom,
brilliant.
finished. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was looking at facts as I always do, and you too. The only one that really stuck out for me, and I'll assume that you did notice this, was towards the end. There's a little bit where you see these two guards when they're underground, and they're talking, and I can't remember exactly what it is they do. Like they pick up on their signal, like Piper's signal, or something like that.
Yeah.
But the device that they're using
Yes, I did.
is
I know
the
what you're gonna say.
PKE meter from Ghostbusters,
Yes, I
isn't
did.
it? Yeah.
Yes, I did. I wrote that down as well. It's Egon's thing, isn't it?
That's it,
Egon's
yeah, yeah.
Ghost Finder. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, that they got that?
But then saying that, I suppose I'm not surprised. Yeah, because it does your little arms, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But how many films, especially sort of 80s, maybe early 90s, like films have you watched where it's the sound of the X-wing? Because isn't like the DeLorean at one point? That's the sound of the X-wing, isn't it?
It has got something. It's mixed with something else, though.
Yeah, you always get that a lot. But yeah, I mean, I suppose I would say that overall. I would say that overall,
Yeah.
that I did enjoy the film.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I'll just start again. I'll just start again. I would say that I did. I would say that I did enjoy the film overall. It took a while for it to kind of get going, I thought. But once it did get going, it became really interesting, and I liked the whole B movie aspect of the other world being sort of represented that way. And as we said, there's some bits which aren't explained. I think that they needed to, and it's our perfect sort of running time. It's
about
sort of
an hour
running-
and a half,
Yeah,
isn't it?
but I think it just became more and more interesting. And by the time I got to the end, I was thinking, I enjoyed that, and the way it ends as well, especially like the classic. He gives the old middle finger, don't he, as he's blowing it up.
Yeah, he barely does
He
it.
can barely do it, yeah.
But yeah, I did like it. It's quite retro, quite nostalgic, and yeah, I thought Rowdy Roddy Piper was quite good.
I thought he was really convincing. I mean, not all wrestlers can do it. I mean, you look at people like Hogan. This is Suburban Commando.
Mr. Nanny.
Mr. Nanny, yeah. I mean, he's trying, but he is just Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's it.
Whereas I thought with Rowdy Roddy Piper, I thought he actually sort of, he was very convincing. So, I think I'd give it a 6.
Yeah?
It didn't blow me away.
No.
And for about the first third of the movie, I probably would have rated it at maybe about a 3 or a 4. But it really did pick up. Once it started moving,
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. But yeah, I'd give it a solid 6.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go 7 on it because I do remember it being a really good film, and it was good to go down that sort of nostalgic retro alley. But yeah, I'd say a 7 because I just picking up on that line this time of Mother Nature's a bitch, and now she's in heat. But yeah, it was very good.
It's one of those films.
Conspiracy, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. I think they're gonna. This is when we realise we need to be obeying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those films. I would say that I'm surprised hasn't been remade, because it kind of has. I could see it being remade by a contemporary filmmaker.
Yeah.
And really sort of exploring those other worlds a bit
I'm
further.
sure
as long
it
as,
will.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
as long as the fucking Rock's nowhere near it.
I was going to say, it'd be The Rock they want to do it, though.
Oh, I just like the whole Big Trouble in Little China. Fuck off. I mean, I like him. Don't get me wrong. I do like him. But that man has got more franchises than Toys R Us had toys. It's like taking the piss now.
I just don't think it...
And Jack, but he would... Well, you don't need to touch Big Trouble in Little China.
You don't really,
It's
but
perfect.
obviously they're going to. But I don't think they need The Rock to do it.
Well, that's just... But you can imagine it's a pet project. He's got that... He's at that point now, isn't he? I mean, it's like the whole thing with the DC movie, Black Shazam. Supposedly, he's got so much control over it.
Really?
Like, so much control over that film and supposedly the franchise.
Yeah.
That he kind of... They're sort of saying that he wants to do what he wants to do,
Yeah.
And it's just, you can imagine that he's got all these pet projects, and one of them's Big Trouble in Little China, and just think, please don't, just please don't. No.
Piss off.
Piss off. Yeah, you don't need to do it. Leave it alone. Leave it
Don't
alone.
need to do it. But so that's They Live. I believe it's on Netflix at the moment.
It is on the Flicks of Net, yeah. So catch that before it disappears.
Yeah. If you want to just have an hour and a half of just pure nonsense, then that's the movie for you, I think. But yeah, lovely stuff.
And it's got a great soundtrack.
Yeah,
John Carpenter
writes
obviously,
it,
doesn't he? Yeah.
Always has got a good soundtrack. So, just to end it on that, lovely stuff.
Lovely stuff.
I'm sorry. Fuck that. Sorry I let him get so drunk, Ricky, but I was distracted with the boobs and the dancing.
Lovely stuff. So, as always, actually, what I was going to do is, I was going to do possibly a couple of Tickle Kev's Fancy.
Oh, it's been a while, hasn't
It
it?
has been a while. Now, because you're here with me, I'm just going to show you them on the
Phone-a-rooney.
on the phone-a-rooney. So, here we go with number one.
Just found this entitled "Ghost Egg Scared Out of Its Own Tits," so I'm done with today. So someone's fried a couple of eggs in a bowl, and it looks like a ghost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like he's got a couple of massive knockers.
Yeah, and it looks like it's shrieking. Yeah. Shrieking. Yeah, here's your next one.
Too bad there's no cure for it. There's a geezer dressed up like a doctor, pointing to a bottle of pills, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he looks like he's something out of like the Brady Bunch, and he says, "Too bad there's no cure for being a twat."
Hang on, I'm just going to find my favourite one of the week.
This looks like some old sort of front cover to some sort of romantic Mills Boone romance, Mills and Boone novel.
Yeah.
And it's got a couple on the front cover, and the woman's sort of going, "Ooh," like looking at you, like the camera, and it says the title is "Getting Fingered in Asda." Is that Sooty in the background?
Sooty?
It's like a Sooty ghost.
No, that's Zippy
Oh, Zippy.
from Rainbow.
Oh, Sooty's the little
the little
bear
yellow
one,
the,
isn't he?
the little yellow fella. little.
Thing is, you do know that probably happens a lot in Asda. There's no decorum.
Well, yeah, obviously.
No decorum.
Obviously.
While used to
And-
changing rooms.
Now, right. Last one.
Yep.
This is another one that I think's really funny.
Okay. I shaved my vagina. You know what that means? Yeah, the fucking drain is clogged again. There's a couple in bed, aren't they, naked, and that's basically what she's just said, and then he's just reacted to. He ain't happy. He don't even look happy, does he? He's thinking, "Oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to go down there. Got to take that rat out of the drain.
Mind you.
Get a bottle of the old unblocker down there."
And wouldn't mind stepping in.
Or maybe when he's preoccupied.
Yeah. So I was just having a look at some of the weird and wonderful stuff from this week, and
What have you found?
well, there's I don't know if you've seen any of the TikTok things, but I think they've currently, I don't know how you can, TikTok can ban. I mean, I suppose they can ban you from posting the video on there, but it's the crate challenge. Have you heard of that?
It's funny you say that because I was actually watching a video before we were starting this of some guy in Ghana, and he was like climbing over the biggest one in the world at the time. It's definitely it's not that fella.
No.
But yeah, he sort of got to the top, stumbled a little bit, and then I think he did actually do it. I had to sort of skip to the end in the end because it was just boring me a little bit. It was taking too long to get up there.
He was not getting injured.
So is this the latest?
I think, yeah. So you start off with one crate and then two crates. Basically, it's steps. The crates, you walk up to the middle, then you walk down the other side. And the idea is you've got to walk up and down as quick as you can. But obviously, where they're all not very stable in that, depending on your balance, everything, when you get to the top, they could all come away from your feet and you can come crashing down to earth with a big thud.
It's like a wobbly Mario.
A possible crate up your...
So has there been any epic fails? Because surely there's been some git who's fallen off and
no, I don't...
done a nasty.
Done a nasty. No, it doesn't really say that. I mean...
Are they all quite successful then?
No, people getting hurt. There's like... I don't know, I mean...
Amazing what people do just because somebody else has done it on social media.
Yeah, I mean, it's in America and that, but there's companies, like health insurance companies, saying they're not covering the fact that they've done it, sort of thing. I don't know. But that's the old crate challenge. Don't bother, it's crap. I mean, once someone's done it, once...
It's like all that bollocks when some years ago, do you remember they were, like, people were eating ridiculous things?
Well, they were doing it with the washing tablets.
That's it, yeah.
And
things like that.
Well, don't fucking bother.
Why? Just so you can get a few likes on your social media.
Yeah, and was it planking?
Planking was another one, wasn't it? That's what it does really fascinate me with the world of social media. What people will do for the sake of a like, for that little red love heart to light up and indicate one more than it was previously.
Yeah.
The amount of stupidity, the amount of ridiculousness, you know.
Well, the thing is, we had it all with Jackass, and I sound like an old man, don't I? But we did in the late 90s. You had Jackass, and that's what you know. That kind of summed it up, and it's like
yeah, but that was done for like almost self-gratification. I mean, they knew they had an audience. It was a comedy show. It was stupid. It was a comedy show, but they weren't doing it to be liked.
No.
Whereas
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the vast majority of people on social media now do it to be liked.
Yeah.
Like when you see when you were scrolling through one of the popular ones.
Yeah.
And it gets to, they've all got these stories and things now, aren't they? And I think it's all copied from like TikTok. But usually it's the same thing. It's somebody doing a dance, miming along to a really shit song.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. And it's just, people are just like, oh yeah, it's great, it's fantastic. And it's like they do it in their patio.
Yeah.
You think, are you doing it for a laugh?
Yeah.
Or are you doing it because, you know, you're so self-conscious and insecure that you really need people to like that, to feel whole, you know, or are you really sort of like, do you really believe that someone's going to come along and sign you up based on just that?
Based on you.
Not to say that hasn't happened. 'Cause I mean, you look at some people like, was it Justin Bieber was found on YouTube? I know we're not a fan of him, but no, but it's just an example.
Fucking left him there.
Yeah, they should have left him there. But still, it's what really it really fascinates me because it winds me up at times.
Yeah.
But
no, but I also think it's like, do you remember when they did that water ice bucket challenge a few years ago?
Yeah, I did that. I did that for charity though.
Yeah.
I did that for I didn't do that so that people would like it because I don't give a shit about things like that.
But that kind of, what you're saying there is, it's kind of like, it's almost the reason for doing it was forgotten, and it was just like, it was trending because it was trendy to do, so loads of people were doing it but not really understanding the real reason
Yeah, exactly. It was like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
It starts as one thing,
Yeah.
and it becomes something completely different. Yeah, and people are just doing it because other people are doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I suppose it's like when you're in like secondary school, isn't it? You know, there's a lot of people who follow fashion, and then a lot of people to fit in will dress the same. And I see it at college, and I just think, why?
Yeah.
Why do you conform to that?
When that all was happening, I didn't do it. And so I gave some money to WaterAid because I thought it was such a fucking waste of water.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. I suppose you don't. I didn't look at it like that, and you know, now you think about it. Well, yeah, the amount of water that was probably wasted. I mean, the water companies thought, I know, this is brilliant. This is we're definitely on form to meet our quota this year, aren't we?
Yeah. On the point of water, though, have you seen the ones they were doing in America, especially a couple of years ago when it was really, really cold in New York? And basically, if you throw boiling water in the air, it before it hits the floor.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Right. So yeah, if it's cold enough, if you've got boiling water, you throw it in the air and it freezes just before it hits the floor. But what people were doing, so we're doing that and standing too close, so they were just getting boiling water on them.
For a moment there, I thought you were going to say they were lying down hoping that, you know, it would just crash on top of them, but fucking idiots. Again, what some people will do.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
speaking of what people will do, I mean, I think this week as well, James Corden's been being an annoying little cunt by fucking dressing up as a mouse and annoying people in LA. I'm surprised he hasn't been fucking booted out like bloody, what's his name?
A ratings now dropped that much that he's got to go out and dress like a mouse. Just what does he do? Does he annoy people just for a giggle or?
I don't know. He was holding up traffic apparently, and yeah, it's something to do with the new Cinderella film or something. He's a bell end anyway. Also, you've got the anti-vaxxers or people who think that the vaccine makes them magnetic. Have you heard that one?
I've heard a number of different ones, like injecting people with like micro robots so he can be controlled. Or I just think of that film Inner Space.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's people who have had it, and I said that wrong. I don't think they are anti-vaxxers or anything. They're convinced that they're now magnetic because they've got metal stuff sticking to them, and they think it's because of the vaccine. Again, I think it's just a shitload of attention seeking.
Oh God.
Right. But just the one thing I just wanted to show you of the week, which is really fucking weird, very, very strange. Someone has found hooked a fish with human-like teeth.
Smile, you son of a...
And they're pretty common. But this one...
It looks like a horse.
It's mental, isn't it?
That's real. Is that real?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's real.
Fucking hell.
I've seen it a few times this week, but yeah, I don't know how that had happened. Not unless someone's
Gnashes.
chompers, but not unless someone's been having it with a fish. Oh,
Slipping one in a fish.
Stop playing with yourself, Hooper.
yeah, but yeah, that's some really strange. You'd know if that bit, yeah.
God only knows what's at the bottom of that sea.
Oh,
Fishmen.
bloody seamen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ABBA reuniting, fish with teeth, and Corden being a cock as usual. Yeah, I think that's it for this week, isn't it, Keverinosh?
I think it is, Dino Reno.
What about a little shout out to the Twitters, the Twatters, and the Twotters? Where can they find us?
You can find us at Pop Culture Vultures on Instagram and Facebook, and what are we on Twitter now? I can't even remember. But we're on Twitter.
We're on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're on all three.
Culture V? I don't know.
Yeah. Pod Culture V. We're on there.
Pikachu.
No,
we're not Pikachu. Anyway, you can find us on the social media spectrum. Keep listening, people. Let your friends know about us and everything. Just keep trying to push us. We're hopefully... Yeah,
tell all your friends about us.
Yeah.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
Yeah, we're We're not annoying nearly enough people. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and we'll speak to you next time.
Toodle Bitskis.
Ta-ta!